the truth about why the main characters left the show Last Man Standing. Every Friday night for years, Last Man Standing served as the show that united families. It was all familiar, the stories, the characters, the laughter. Then, however, everything was different. The main cast of Last Man Standing left the show, leaving viewers wondering why their favorite characters disappeared. Tim Allen, who had turned down big offers, returned in 2011 with a new show that was different from his previous work. The true story of the character's disappearance is more surprising than expected. Mike Baxter was envisioned by the show's creator, Jack Burdett, as a new type of character who resembled Tim, the toolman Taylor, but older and wiser. Allen wasn't initially interested in the position. It reminded him too much of his former persona. He said no 3 times. What finally altered his thinking was a contract that offered him power. In addition to starring, he would serve as executive producer and have a role in the show's direction. This independence would ultimately play a significant role when the show addressed political issues. ABC had ambitious ideas for the show. They wanted it to feel like a modern take on All in the Family. The plan was to have a conservative protagonist whose family would question his beliefs. In the hopes that Tim Allen's notoriety would attract viewers, they scheduled the show for Friday nights, which is a difficult time period. It was successful. The Last Man Standing, ABC's biggest comedy debut since 2004, drew 13.2 million viewers in its first season, dominating its time slot and particularly appealing to viewers aged 18 to 49. Over 6 seasons, the show averaged over 8 million viewers per episode, averaging over 8 million viewers per episode. However, its cancellation in 2017 and the departure of the main cast were shocking, causing shock among viewers. In the first season of the show, Alexandra Krosny played Kristen Baxter, a young single mom who had her son Boyd at 17. Krosny's mix of sass and heart made her relatable and funny. Her quick, witty comebacks with Tim Allen's character were a highlight. However, after season 1, ABC announced that Krosny wouldn't return for the next season due to creative differences. Her portrayal of Kristen's struggles as a young mom was appreciated by viewers. The producers of the show changed Kristen's story to make her appear older and more experienced, aiming to make the show feel fresh and challenge Mike Baxter on political and social issues. They recast Kristen with Amanda Fuller, who was older than both Alexandra Krosny and Molly Ephraim. This change was also due to the appearance of the sisters on the show, with Alexandra Krosny being younger than Molly Ephraim, who played Mandy. The producers felt this made things seem off, so Amanda Fuller was chosen to play the eldest sibling. Aside from that, Nick Jonas appeared unexpectedly on Last Man Standing in December 2011 as Kristen's ex-boyfriend and baby's father, Ryan Vogelson. The casting was intended to attract attention and increase ratings, yet he was only 19 at the time. After a protracted absence, Ryan unexpectedly returns to town in this Christmas episode. He is portrayed as a scared and immature youth who ran away from his obligations. The show characterized him as a moron who got Kristen pregnant. Jonas's portrayal of Ryan was simplistic and undeveloped, yet it generated a lot of interest among spectators. In season 2, showrunner Tim Doyle transformed Ryan into a more complex character, challenging Mike Baxter's conservative views. However, Doyle couldn't keep this character. In 2012, Jordan Masterson took over the role, transforming Ryan into a smarter, more mature, and politically outspoken character. He became a more important part of the show, arguing with Mike about big ideas like politics and values. Ryan's character grew even more over time, transitioning from a struggling dad to running his own cannabis business, Best Buds. This change gave Ryan a deeper understanding of the show's themes and values. Later seasons played up Ryan's status, demonstrating how he unwittingly began acting like a capitalist, which Mike found amusing. Last Man Standing fans were shocked when ABC announced in May 2017 that the show would be canceled. This wasn't just any show. With more than 8 million viewers and high ratings, it was one of ABC's biggest successes. Given how well it was performing on Friday nights, many anticipated that it would return for another season. However, the cancellation was unexpected. It was even more unexpected because of the timing. The show's headliner, Tim Allen, had made waves on Jimmy Kimmel Live just 2 months prior. Being a conservative in Hollywood, he said, was like living in Germany in the 1930s. ABC's president Channing Dungey stated that the network wanted to stop airing comedies on Fridays and focus on fantasy and sci-fi shows instead. However, fans and the cast felt the cancellation was a slap in the face, with Tim Allen expressing his shock and surprise on Twitter. Nancy Travis, who played Vanessa, expressed her heartbreak and gratitude to fans for sticking with the show, while Hector Elizondo, who played Ed, suggested politics might have played a role. Young actors like Molly Ephraim and Kaitlyn Dever moved on, while older cast members were shocked and began looking for new opportunities. Fans started one of the largest Save the Show campaigns ever seen. In just one day, more than 400,000 people signed a petition to revive the show. Fans used the hashtag #SaveLastManStanding to flood Twitter with millions of tweets. About Tim Allen's handyman persona, some even donated toy tools to ABC's offices. Others demanded that the network revive the show by purchasing billboards in major locations like New York and Los Angeles. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker was among the officials who joined in, raising the possibility that the cancellation was made for political reasons. The reasons for the cancellation were a little more nuanced behind the scenes. ABC had to pay $3 million per episode for 20th Century Fox's Roseanne, which had millions of viewers. Fox executives began shopping the show to other networks, including CMT and NBC, but Fox ultimately picked it up. In 2018, Fox announced they were bringing the show back, spending $50 million to do so. Tim Allen, the star of the show, hinted on Twitter that the deal was already in the works. The timeline to get the show back on air was tight, and Fox took a risk by spending $50 million on the revival. The show's success was not just due to fans, but also to Fox's success with Roseanne. Fox announced a revival in May 2018, with a premiere scheduled for September. The team had 15 weeks to prepare, with scripts written in June. Filming began in August, but the original set was destroyed. 3 episodes were filmed weekly to meet deadlines. The COVID-19 pandemic further impacted production. Fox invested in a revival of the show, increasing the cost per episode from $800,000 to $1.1 million. Tim Allen's pay increased to $235,000 per episode. Fox sold streaming rights to Hulu and CMT for $1.5 million per episode. The show's first season attracted 8 million viewers. Last Man Standing faced challenges in casting new characters after ABC canceled the show in 2017. Molly Ephraim, who played Mandy Baxter for 6 seasons, signed up for new jobs and couldn't return as Mandy. Fox brought the show back a year later, but producers wanted someone who could bring something new to the role. Molly McCook was chosen, as she didn't look like Ephraim at all, but the team embraced the differences and made jokes about it on the show. In Season 7, Molly Ephraim's character Mandy faced criticism for her portrayal, leading to the hashtag #NotMyMandy. However, McCook adapted her character's love for fashion and her dream of becoming a designer, resulting in more serious storylines. Kaitlyn Dever, who had previously starred in Detroit, made a career shift to films, landing major roles in Booksmart 2019 and Unbelievable. Her success earned her Golden Globe and BAFTA nominations. When Fox revived Last Man Standing, Dever transitioned from a series regular to a recurring guest star, but her appearances dropped to just 2 episodes by Season 8. The COVID-19 pandemic forced the production team to adjust schedules around Dever's availability, resulting in her appearance in only 3 episodes by the final season. The show's storylines were altered, with Eve Baxter sent to the Air Force Academy, allowing her sporadic returns to carry more emotional impact. The show also used video calls to keep Eve connected. Despite her busy schedule, Dever starred in Dopesick, Dear Evan Hansen, and The Last of Us Season 2, despite scheduling conflicts. Last Man Standing, despite its strong ratings and loyal viewers, ended with its 9th season in May 2020. Producer Kevin Abbott planned a 10th season with Amanda Fuller's character Kristen taking over Outdoor Man and renaming it Outdoor Woman. The writers also wanted to bring back fan-favorite guest stars and a big event to make it special. However, writer John Haller's idea of bringing back Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement sparked discussions. The team considered crossover ideas like a shared universe for Home Improvement, but faced legal challenges and negotiations. Some exciting ideas included a Tool Time reunion special, Mike Baxter discovering his distant relationship with Tim Taylor, and a Christmas special uniting cast members from both series. However, scheduling conflicts and legal rights issues made it impossible to bring Tim Taylor into the show. Abbott delayed the crossover approval and threatened to proceed without Disney's permission. Tim Allen, who played Mike Baxter and Tim Taylor, had specific conditions, including respectful treatment of Taylor's character and proper reasons for his presence in Colorado. Allen rewatched episodes to ensure character differences. Subtle allusions to Home Improvement, such as Wilson and Tool Time, were included in the last episode, which also revealed what happened to Tim Taylor after the original series concluded. This crossover, which united two cherished series in a way that delighted viewers, turned into one of the most memorable moments of Last Man Standing's last season. Thank you for watching video. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content.